Good morning. Good morning. This is Engineer Suraj Singh speaking from Bharat, India on this day, April 22nd, 2021, Thursday. And talk, topic is same. Civil field engineering added with designs and construction, method statements, methods, contracts, quality systems, structure, organizations, coordination, communication, quality is being heading of talk, you can say. Important point in discussion is quality, quality of systems, quality of everyone, quality of life. What do we understand by quality? That is very important point here we have to discuss with. And quality is not alone, it itself is an integrated definition based on many other articles like designs, like construction. You can say no one is independent, no one is separate. Even quality is relevant to other parameters, and that's where we understand that it's not easy to understand everything in direct one go. We have to take many routes to understand something, and only while taking many routes we have to compare all these routes and see where are merits and demerits in these routes, and we accordingly conduct our own understanding, make our own understanding. We see, okay, this route is fine, this route has this problem, this route has this slope or curve or gradient, that route is better where we spend less energy, we work lesser against gravity, and like that we keep our own parameters to compare various routes. And routes here are that quality which we are adopting is that route goes through designs, goes through construction, goes through various other considerations like method statements, like performance, and also reliability, cost, risks, everything, engineering thinking, contemplation. Engineering is ultimate gain that we have to produce. We have to engineer something, and that engineering something means we have to do whatever we want to do. Engineering is not easy. It's not STEM alone, it's not an article alone, it's the brain, it's work of brain, it's power of brain, it's the result of brain act. We should know engineering is ultimate gain, ultimate destiny. Engineering is ultimate destiny as we define. Engineering means work of brain for best use of resources that are available in nature, sources and wealth available in nature, to affect that to best use, or you can say if not best use, at least optimum use of that material to regard product of God which God produced. So engineering is not simply as I think it is. Engineering is not simply as people think it is. Engineering is whatever it is. Means whatever in your mind, there is genius power in mind of everybody. Some degree of genius exists in everyone. To explore that, to expand that genius level, and then to use it for life purpose, it's then called engineering. It doesn't matter which branch of engineering it is. Ultimately, even if there is no branch, engineering shall exist because it's work of mind, it's intensity of mind, it's use of mind, it's power of mind that we use. A person genius is called ingenious. A person who uses mind all time for whatever work, use of mind is more important than work itself, because if we use mind and then apply that whatever you think, that is called engineering. And then make research, work research on that. We work on research on that, and you'll find more and more innovation or improvement of the activity you did by engineering. So applications, you can say, once you decide something, you apply that, and that application is itself part of engineering. Executive engineering, you can say basic engineering, executive engineering, or you can say research engineering. So engineering is such a branch of itself in society or in whole universe, world, you can say. Universe, I'm saying because universe itself was engineered sometime. I don't actually, we can't say, but must have been executed sometime based on previous designs, mathematical designs, or the prototypes, or you can say models that we use for that purpose. We can't definitely say, but work which is seen, existence of universe, existence of Brahman, existence of one universe, of many universes, of infinite universes, we cannot say how many are there. Nobody has seen that. Science has not reached to that level which it has done so far, but there's so much wonders exist in the world. We don't even know how many wonders are there. Universe is full of wonders, full of planetary system, many planetary system, full of stars, full of moons, full of sun, full of solar system, and full of skies, and full of what we can't do beyond our reaches, understanding. Universe is full of, and that's greatness of engineering. As I say, God might have engineered, he might have worked a lot on that, might have researched, might have worked on mathematical solutions, and also procurement of this metal from where we can't say without the source of procurement. It's just like we imported metal using backfill or somewhere else in soil foundation. So we are to import, we are using imported material here. That imported doesn't mean it's come from some other country, imported means some other area comes in. So we can't say from where such material might have been imported from. Nobody knows, only God knows that. That measures if you count quantity of material in all this, even if one solar system keep away space, but at least solid volume, solid material. That's a planetary system makes with all this 9 planets, and maybe how many solar system do more exist, I don't know, but suppose there are innumerable solar systems that are available in nature. There must be some material available. For example, of Earth, we take Earth lithosphere, call it. It's very small in size, but it has also some material. If you compare to ourselves, it's very big. Means if you calculate material of Earth, I can't answer. Means we have calculations for that, but it's very approximate, and that's only thoughtful. But approximation is there, and there are various, geology says there are various types of layers in Earth itself, and with varying densities. If you go from surface of downwards, you'll find the varying densities up to center of Earth. Means of course you may say it's because of consolidation, but that's we can say, but nobody knows. Consolidation can't be done to steel density in you can say in some parts, a core part of Earth, and it's like concrete, more than concrete density. In between you can say high density concrete, and more than that we may say that is somewhere, there are maybe 3 considerations are there. First is this concrete density that is in surface of Earth, that's called crust of Earth, about 35 kilometers. Go down to a few thousand kilometers or 3,000 kilometers to find different types of density, and that may be more in between steel and you can say soil. The density is, and then in itself, of course, about 3,000 kilometers itself, or maybe lesser. That's about steel density, 8 point something. 8,000 kilogram per cubic meter. So we have to be very we comparative in this. We can compare, do nothing else other than comparing. We can't do any other analysis there. We can't conduct any other analysis or synthesize that, because we are not well informed of properties of material. So I say we have to think in a different direction. Is where does quality lie, in which quality we are talking of. If God has done such a wonderful job for human being, all existence in the universe and here, why don't you understand? Why don't you really think of that? Means you think it is so simple. I don't think so simple. It's very cumbersome. You have to understand that, and for that only we are just trying to think of, and thinking itself gives many answers. If you don't have any practical work, you don't have any experience of that, thinking can at least indicate us something. It may indicate something. We can conduct analysis based on thinking, and contemplation can reach. We can find more and more templates and concepts. And engineering is all process of engineering. It may be contemplation, it may be thinking, it may be synthesis, it may be analysis, it may be reliability, it may be risk, reliability, cost, time, or whatever method statement we can say, designs, quality, and whatever we call it, by whatever name, quality itself works everywhere. In every process of life, quality is in itself a different kind of engineering, on top of engineering. So quality, engineering itself is a different world. Engineering is there for quality engineer. We say design engineering, we say work engineering, we say construction engineering, we say this engineering and that engineering. But quality itself is a different engineering, which exists in fundamentalism, it exists in origin of human being, it exists in a human body, it exists in earth, it exists in solid material, it exists in nature, it exists in air, it exists in water, it exists everywhere. Natural agency is all quality based. So we have spoiled so much of that, but even then quality exists to some extent. Bad quality or good quality is available everywhere. At that point we have to intricately understand We cannot say in terms of spelling. We say quality. I understand this much. You understand very little. I understand very little. We don't understand because we just define ourselves. We just define self. This is what I want, and for me that's quality. Somebody else just defines something else, and for that the parameters constitute quality. But this is different world. We have to define something, specify something, and we can say within those description or specification, this is quality. But that is only, you can say, constrained level quality. That is quality that we think we should get, but that's not what it should be. If I say quality wise world can change, I don't believe that. Universe can change, I can't believe that, because yet there has been existence. Universe has been existence for I don't know which, how many years, how many eras. We only imagine that yug, this yug and this yug, but that's all imagination, hypothetical, just to satisfy yourself. We do not know actually. If you calculate time, there might be time when there was nothing. Just for reference I'm telling you. There might be time where there's nothing. Maybe no skies, maybe nothing, void, completely void. But God did something. God produced this group of universes or universe. I can't say one universe or billions or trillions universe. Who knows how many stars are there? Nobody can calculate, nobody can count. But there was some time this was done. This means such wonderful system, such successful system, such brilliant system can never be produced without proper calculations, without proper applications, without proper formula, without proper higher level of mathematics. You may say mathematics was not available. I don't believe it. God is perfect in every field. Every field. There might be a time when mathematics was generated. There might be a time before that something else was generated, knowledge was generated. There might be a time when something else was generated. So I should say, just like we believe that there are this yuga and that yuga, we call Satya Yuga, we call Treta Yuga, we call Dwapara Yuga. Well, I think this is all fictitious. This is fictitious, and these names have been given because of some reason of some people who want to run their shops of religion, which I am not interested in. I'll go to sequence. There might be a time when it was zero era or zero yuga. Then you can say came 9 yug, 8 yug, 7 yug, 6 yug, 5 yug, 9th, 7th, 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, 3, 3rd, 2nd, 1, like that. And there might be different wonderful work of within those eras, you may say. So formula in mathematics might have been generated some, knowledge of science might have been generated something else, engineering might have been generated something else in someone else. We have to consider like this. It's also assumption. I'm not going to go in, I can't guarantee anything. Maybe once you die we know facts, but that's too late. We cannot communicate those facts to world, earth. So I can only imagine, everybody imagines, assumes, and assumption is root of final answer. We can justify, yes, our assumptions right. Only that way we can say science moves, physics, chemistry moves, engineering moves. But ultimately quality remains in question. I am talking of quality because it's a requirement of day. It's not quality of product, it's quality of working, it's quality of system, it's quality of performance, it's quality of human mind. It's quality of human mind, quality I'm saying. It's up to you how to use your mind. Mind is free of any constraint. Mind is given to us by God. God gives body and body contains mind. So mind is also in your control. With same mind you can produce atom bomb. With same mind you can produce something else which is good. Same mind can be used for killing others. And same mind can be used for making others or improving society. It's up to you. It's at your hands. How do you perform your mind? That's called your quality. Pertinent mind, your quality, how you work, it pertains work, your quality, how you deal with others, that's also quality handling. So it's not simply material or product quality. Material qualities are known, you can't change them. Material is available in original form. In terms of ores, the minerals are available, and material is available everywhere in some form or other, and that must have its quality which we can't change. That's beyond our control. Space is beyond our control. Planetary system is beyond our control. Even our earth is beyond our control. On this earth we are living, but we can't do anything else other than living on this earth and using its material. We can't do something else. We can't add whatever available materials are on earth. We can't add to them. We can't increase size of earth. We can't change its perpetual motion. Speed we can't change. With what speed it is orbiting sun. Such so many type of considerations. We can't change anything because we are not having that much power to change it. So we are very limited in that world. We are just using earth like we are using solar system. So we are users of that. We are not modifiers of that. We are not engineers on them. We can't engineer changes in earth. We can't think of everything, think of something else on earth or solar system. We can't touch earth that way. Earth doesn't listen to us. It won't listen to us because it is based on some fixed engineering mechanism, and that engineering mechanism we are unaware of. We only think about we can do this and we can do that, but we cannot do anything that is also true. It's not easy always to talk a lot, but I think I talk a lot. Okay, people say so, no problem. You can say so that I think a lot. I can speak a lot. I speak because I don't write anything before speaking. I speak because sometimes you may say I like it. Yes, maybe I like it. But it doesn't matter that if I like it I should speak. No, that's not correct. Life is life is full of wonders, but those wonders we can call wonders, otherwise these are not wonders. We are living very ordinary life because our capacity is very limited. We may talk engineering, medical science, we may talk law, we may talk physics, chemistry, we may talk politics, we may talk whatever we are interested in. But don't forget, quality must exist everywhere. For example, nowadays, quality has been missing from everywhere, from every part of the world. Current scenario of COVID-19 confirms that. Quality of life does not exist. Something comes to us in terms of disease like COVID-19, and there is no one on earth today, no scientist, no doctor, no engineer, no other person who can claim something on this. Where we are, how it has come, how to handle this. 8 billion people now on earth, and maybe how many percent scientists and how many percent engineers and doctors. You can say, I think, highest number of educated society, educated people on earth from all walks of lives, all walks of countries. But this COVID-19 is still secret. How it performs, we do not know. How it shall affect in future, we do not know. How did it come, we do not know. What is the structure, we do not know. We only assume. Some perform, some don't perform. Some scientists claim something, some doctors claim something. Claiming is one part. But ultimately, forget its quality. Its system is unknown. It's still unknown. So we can say quality we can't ensure at this moment. We only can ensure how to keep protected from this. Only that. Nothing else. Emotions are being raised aroused. Business is being done in names of vaccination. Everything is being done in name of something. Some people are dying while some people are making money. Where is quality then? Okay, you can't control death, but why to make money out of that? That's another part. So your quality is corrupted one. Your quality is corrupted one. Something has come from nature and it has uniformly worked all over the world. It has not worked in particular society or particular country. It has done justice to everyone. Badly or goodly, it has done. This means there's a message from Almighty that I am in charge of this universe. You don't keep yourself up higher than that. I think so. Of course, it may be eye-opener that this is my world, my dear people, my dear children, this is my world. Don't try to act over smart, because when we get something, we start thinking we are God. Politicians start thinking they are God. They claim for 36, oh, how many years I have to live? I shall be in charge of this country. Such sentiments are born. Rather than being servant to people of that country, those leaders start becoming king of those countries and owner of those countries. It is shameful. And that society people starts behaving like slaves. So where is quality then? You have neither quality as citizen nor you have quality as leader. You can't have knowledge, you don't have knowledge, but you try to say that you are king. That's what I want to stress on. Same thing, it is in my country, India, Bharat. We were given 1 year. Till now we have 1 year. We got time for 1 year, but we slept for 1 year. People slept and government slept and everybody slept for 1 year. It has gone. We have won over this. See, it has gone. COVID has gone and we have successfully won over this. What a contradictory statement. If it has gone, then what success you got? It has gone. Or you have encountered and shot it. What did you do? You say, I did nothing. So where it has gone then? On what basis did we claim it has gone? This means there was no basis in our consideration. There was no basis in our understanding of this problem. There was no basis in handling this problem, and we just claim it is gone. That's where we say false claims, false statements. God doesn't like that. Yes, if you have done it, you can say I have done it. But sense says you have not done anything. It's only God's will that works. It may be engineering, it may be medical, it may be whatever world. Doctor ultimately says it's in the hands of God's. Ultimately what he says? Well, we have done what we could do. Now you pray to Almighty that this person may be saved or may leave this world without any problems. Doctors ultimately target it. And engineers too say internally, maybe not externally, maybe not by certification. They may say, or internally they feel so. That's also a fact of life. It's because I respect that conduct. When engineer says, I have done my best, whatever I learned, I have applied my knowledge. Now it's in hands of Almighty, it's hand of God, how my work or my work which I did on that God's behalf. If you say only this addition, this work which I did on behalf of God would survive. Only small additions of 3 on behalf of God. This word if we add, I think we can change our conduct. Everyone tries to say, I did this, I have designed this, see my design, I have constructed this one. I dislike it because it is neither your design nor your work. There is nothing that is perfect and original. If you have designed, you have not done your design. You have used formula in a sequence. You have used how you could understand something, how could this structure that you are going to produce would conduct in its behavior. And those presumptions are also based on some technique given in your theory of structure or design formula. This means nothing is original. You are just using something given by past history. You are using that. So what is your achievement? Why do you claim something? That's what I say. Understanding quality, you fakely think, you falsely think it's yours. Same way, doctor thinks it's my surgery. Everybody likes to think that, to get credit of that. Yes, there is education, there is profession, and that is defined within certain constraints. But no profession recognizes power of God. That's unfortunate that we don't recognize power of God, while there's power only that works everywhere. If there is no power, we can't work. We have to realize this fact also. We should not forget we are also product of God. We should not forget that. Yes, scientists may not believe it, or doctor may not believe it, or engineer may not believe it, but God is not bound by our belief. God is bound by our own stakes. We can't change stakes by God, but God has. Of course, I am a very small guy, one of 8 billion people currently. I have nothing you can say if you compare to kingdom of God. What why? Nothing. God has given me opportunity to do something for this world in whatever form, in whatever knowledge I have by my education or by my experience, and this applies to everyone. The knowledge which we have, quantum of that knowledge which we have, quality of that knowledge which we have is very, very limited. We have limited substances with us, limited resources with us, limited material with us, limited knowledge with us, and limited power with us. If we have unlimited power, I would have flown to sun. Okay, I have that power, but that is impossible. They say, somebody says in epics, Hanuman reached sun. Yes, it is in epics. If Hanuman could reach that time, why now we cannot reach? That is a question. Where is that training? What is that procedure that I can fly to sun covering 15 crore kilometers? Can I? It's only in imagination. It's only dream. We can't do that. But we claim we can do that. That is where human falls. Nothing could happen as such because this is against science. This is against happening. This is against reality of life. That is epic. That is imagination. I'm not wondering on that. Anything can be shown to anyone. You can fix something, you can plot something and say. But question, okay, I assume it was okay, fine. Why I can't fly? If that person could fly, why I can't fly? So I can fly, that is true, but I can't fly with body. I can fly with my mind, with my conscious, with my soul. Still we fly when we sleep. Sometimes you find flying, sometimes you are walking very rapidly, sometimes you are doing nothing, you are sleeping, sometimes you find you are moving in chair, sitting in chair, moving in air. It happens. Sometimes you can't do something on earth, but you do on this thing. So these are all, keeping you happy. God devises some relaxing time for you so that you feel pleased with it. But where is quality there? That is quality of contemplation. Quality accumulated in your mind, just we call accumulation and densification of soil. Quality densified in your mind, your layer of soul densified. That's what it is. So quality that I'm talking of is very, very important, because quality is not so simple term. Material may be simple. Material may be simple because one metal cannot do anything. There's a composition of material, combination of materials, compounding of materials that we use in life. Our body is made of many materials. Same way air is made of many components, many compositions are there, many gases are there, particles are there, dust is there, heat is there, everything is there. That's called air. Air. It's simple to say. It has some quality system. And we spoil that system. That system will still exist, but that has been, I can say, polluted. That can be putrefacted, you can say, putrefacted. Putrefaction has come from various impurities that foreign material has entered here. Air is very pure. It was delivered to us very pure. But we could not accept any purity. We always believe in malfunctioning of every material. We believe in that. We even spoil our body by taking foreign materials. We spoil everything. We spoil our minds by doing crooked act. This happens because we want to get something we don't know. We don't understand quality of ourselves. We want to get something we don't know. In engineering, we want to do something that is wonderful in its thought, but we do not know total engineering about that. If I'm sitting on designs, I now think I'm happy. People have become habitual. Oh, I am design engineer, and I am talking of designs. I'm not talking of something else. Look, body. Our body is a machine, is a system, and it is based on designs and construction both. If design is exclusive, we don't correlate it to work, physical work. Well, I think my design can't be fit for that work. Or you can say construction that is done based on my design won't be which I thought should be. There will be, you can say, there will be many defects. There will be left many defects in the work because I am not sure about conscious of that man who walks inside, what sort of person is, what is his conduct, what value that person gives to my design. I know design is first work, is indeed inchallengeable. First is design, and then it goes to construction. And without design, construction is impossible. Yes, if you have designs in mind, that is different. But everybody doesn't have that capacity of mind to design same time working. It's not possible in engineering at least. Design is design. Design must be quality based. You cannot simply say I am designing because what I think is right. Okay, you think is right, everything you think about is right. There is no challenge to that. Because you are educated engineer, you are qualified engineer, and you must be using techniques that are applicable in this construction. But design means it should speak. If your design does not speak, you only understand that. It does not give or it does not carry its the movement that its recipient side person must feel pleased of what it is saying. I want to see these words from those engineers who have to do this job. Oh, what a design it is. Oh, that is really attractive. That's really my hunger to see. When I see some drawing, okay, say I am a site engineer, I got one drawing. Oh, what a design it is. It happened with me once. I was on a site talking to some very, very young engineer who was having doctorate. They said, so tell me what design it is. It is downstand beams or in slab or upstand beams or what it is. I told him, this is Hourts slab. Hourdy, Hourts slab. Oh, what a design. Well, I was shocked one time. What's there in this? You're so aroused. What a design. You're excited. Oh, he says, I'm not excited because of design. I'm excited in brilliance of that person who designed it. Because that person designed hoodie, which means I had no trouble in shutter form work. Oh my God. He immediately talked of constructability of this design. See, what's the specific in that? Because at that time I was not sure about term of hourdi. I heard first time in Arab. This is called hourdi. See, in this there is no beam that shuttering will be required for. We are just to place shutter deck of slab at one level, and whatever work we have to do using our hoodie blocks, concrete hoodie blocks or hollow blocks with tapered section. and all beams shall be created on that shutters. That beam shall be formed by hoodie blocks combinations, cross and line. And shuttering is very easy, it is very fast. Oh, I see. I could understand that time what he meant by what a design. I'm not certifying that, but just an excitement, an action, or you can say a reaction expressed by some educated, qualified engineer. And what that engineer thought means ease of construction is also very important. We call it our terms constructability or buildability. If construction ability is beyond, it doesn't give any ease. If construction ability doesn't give any ease of work at site, I think there stands no meaning of that construction. Construction must move very fast. It must. But if it is not easy, we cannot say it's good design. It's designer's responsibility to keep work easiest way, not most difficult way. It's designer's responsibility to make sure what material is available in market and what is not available in market. If some material is not available in market, in a way you have taken contemplation of from where shall you get that material. If you don't get material, then you have to change your design. So why not to think that before issuing design that this material must be available during construction of this work. That is called design attraction. That is called design input. If you have input before you finalize some design, that would help everybody, that would help that project. You must have some marketing information, you must have some other information. As a designer or as a consultant, you must have continuous input of market of materials. That is also called a quality functioning of design. Design, I'm not saying you write thesis on drawings, no need. But minimum information should reach site person what that person has to do. If you just refer to codes, no, it won't work. We have to, even if required, we have to prepare more drawings that should give information about project. Because generally site people are dependent on drawings and specifications. If drawings and specifications are tremendously clear, site people feel pleased. They do not waste time in searching more and more information through internet or somewhere else. They want to do whatever is given in documents because that is contract. You cannot go beyond that. You cannot search on internet and say this is what is required. Whatever is given on contract documents or project documents, only that must be done. That must be done. And as far as site work is concerned, I can say site work is not that easy as people start saying, oh, this is site, everybody can do it. I think nowadays that is different situation. It is design that everybody can jump into because calculations are not required to be done. There was a time when calculation was done manually or by slide rule, by calculator or log table. Those times consumed a lot on calculations, but also that time gave grip of work, which we do not have now. We always talk of software, hardware. Oh, this software. I think we spend in debate, in discussions, 80% of our time or 90% time on softwares of designs, how design is done. This is really setbacking situation, I can say upsetting situation. Rather than understanding conduct of proposed work, we keep busy in very minute details on codes or this and that, which should be last approach, not initial approach. First we have to understand what I want to design and how I want to design. We must have some picture in mind, some picture, maybe diluted one, before we finalize something or we start design. Yes, you are a designer, you are absolute capability to design, but should you have weaving capacity? Should you have visionary capacity? Should you have perspective capacity? Well, I can say you can do better design. We just jump on detailing directly, jump on working out movements and forces directly. That's an important part, not only important but also mandatory one. But does it start from beginning? That's the point. Does designer, we can say, not, does designer require experience? That's a question. Designer without experience, I can say, is incomplete designer. Experience tells us a lot which books cannot tell us. Experience tells us a lot which codes cannot tell us. I'm not criticizing someone, I'm not criticizing codes. Codes are required. But we should not forget who are involved in codes. Those people who do not have any experience of work in site. They are involved, and how can we trust those people? Means copy paste, I'm not talking of. Or what you write, you think you are author. No. It is experience that tells you where problem lies in. There may be difficulties in finding materials. There may be difficulty in finding something else. Or there may be difficulty even in finding trained people to work. There is no one difficulty. There are numerous difficulties which we should know as designer. Designer's job is not only to give details but also to make sure that these details will be implemented forcefully based on real requirement. That's where designer must be careful of. Designer doesn't mean sit all time on computer. No. Designer's duty is also, if it's a must, you can say, make sure the work is done according to designs. I don't want to force site people always to worry about. Site people must be in a mood that they enjoy your drawing. Site people must be in a mood that they enjoy your specifications designed for that project. Project specification, special specification, particular specification, general specification. There are various types of specification, there must be. But if I can say if site person, designer thinks is student, that's what is required. For designer, site person must be a student, and for site person, designer must be a good teacher, because people learn drawings, people know drawings, people try to get information from drawing for their future use. Nothing wrong with that. A site person has absolute right to learn about what is designed and to raise question also if it is allowed, why it has been done like this. But generally it doesn't happen. Only coordination is conducted, contradictions are raised. Why this disparity? Why this non-clarity? Please clarify. This drawing says this much, this specification requires this much, other drawing says this much. Please clarify what is to be done. And these clarification volumes are big nowadays. If your drawing is questioned 10 times, well, I think that drawing got no meaning. If a drawing you are not understanding, being an engineer, and that person who drew it, who designed it, is unable to clarify, I can say designer as well, a person doing work. Both are inexperienced. You see, this is a time when designs can't exclusively move, and also constructionals cannot exclusively move. These are to be moved by force of work, by requirement of quantity and quality. You are interested in quantity, it is not engineering. I cannot call it engineering. You may do whatever you want to do, but that is not based on engineering. That is based on your own mind, and that is not acceptable. When we work in engineering, we have to work in an intelligent field, an intelligent mechanism that must be taken care of. It's always very easy to blame others, and I am sure this happens when there exists some problem on site people directly blames design, or they blame some other you can say material procurement delay, or if it depends on what sort of problem we face in field, and that is engineering field. I'm not talking some other fields. Engineering field is distant from people. It remains distant from people because people do not know what is hidden engineering. They know only what is being done, nothing more than that. People are not required to know because everybody cannot learn everything. Just like I do not know medical science requirements, I do not know some of the requirements, I know only my requirements of my field of engineering. That's okay for your purpose, but as far as society is concerned, we have to be, responsive to all. All we have to be responsive to. It's duty as well along with your profession. People are to be taught, people are to be reminded of requirement, people are to be advised, don't run away fast in defeating quality, because quality means life. If your product does not have quality, this means this product shall not be easily accepted by everyone. And that's true also. If suppose there's some poison in air and we use this air, what will happen? That's where point lies in. If there's some poison in water and we drink it, what shall happen to us? That is automatic answer. No need to speak about. Therefore, we have to be very serious in our approach. Our approach of quality is very, very, you can say, and I can simply say, not acceptable, but we think that this is what we want to do. Well, there is no limit we can talk of quality. It can be, you can say, it can be talked at any length, and I just take this talk to that level where mind speaks, not material or something else. To my understanding, to my small mind understanding and small experience understanding, well, I can simply say that engineering is full of, chances. Engineering is full of chances. And engineering is full of opportunities. Your caliber evidencing. If you are calibered person, you can prove your caliber in engineering. work. It happens badly that some people don't realize what engineering is all about. They don't realize, but they should do that. Because engineering is not yours and not mine. It is engineering. It's not your mind, that doesn't matter. We should be very clear in this. I'm not finding that statement which I think admission links substrate ads that I think. I was somewhere here. Engineering is world of plus and minus. And it is also true that life minus engineering means death. Life minus engineering is death. Because I'm not saying life minus civil engineering, I'm saying life minus engineering. Life minus performance is death. Life minus requirements is death. Life minus, you can say, knowledge equal to body death, mind death. Similarly, life minus quantity minus quality is death. If you don't have quantity, means you don't have quality as well, it's death. But I don't want to say that engineering is death. Engineering is life, I can say. Engineering is life. It makes life better, further better, and that is engineering. Engineering means mind consideration. Consideration of mind in your life. I define it as engineering. There is nothing extraordinary or outstandingly I can say. It is very common. Maybe people don't realize that something is related to engineering, but that is also a fact. That there is no activity in life left now which is not related to engineering. We use engineering in all walks of life, all walks. It is directly involved with our lives. Whether we move or don't move, we use a bus or a car or scooter, a motorcycle, cycle. All these items are dealt in engineering. That point we must keep in, that engineering cannot be ignored. And if we ignore engineering shall ignore us. I think this point we must keep in mind. When I do work on site, suppose, I think that I have to produce this within this time. That's also true, because schedule is fixed. But there is a schedule which says that your work should be according to requirements. Which requirements? Requirements is defined in contract documents. A specification is also a contract document. Drawing too is a contract document. Working drawing, shop drawing also constitute contract documents. So we are wonderful, we are lucky to have so many documents for work. These documents are read by site in charge. That document must be complied with to a maximum possible extent. And that is where I am interested in. If we comply with that requirement, we can say this is accepted engineering work. Because when we see this at nearest platform, we are sure that this requirement has been met. That requirement is not that easy. That requirement is a defined one, a specified one, expressed in terms of drawing one, expressed in terms of other documentation, or timeline is given in schedules, and that is, I can say, quality plays a role. We have to explore understanding of quality. We should not be proudly saying, "Oh, see, I have done these 10 pages and these are valuable, full of quality." You see, your job is to produce this, not to make money on that. But you are making money on that. That's where difference lies in. Greed kills us. Avarice, you say, phrasing is avarice is root of all evils. Avarice is root of all evils. Avarice. Avarice. That is also true, because snakes, as we talk of, are available in every devil's mind. Same way, other items are available in good mind. Snakes bite, dogs bite, we know. But do we not bite? Those animals bite only in body skin. But we bite in souls. This is major difference. We bite in souls, and we forget that injuring itself is religion. We do not need any religion, because injuring itself is religion. But this purity we don't find. Everyone's on sale today. Everybody. In packages you sell yourself. You don't have interaction with a parent, but you get food throughout the month regularly. And there where beauty of this universe lies. Maybe it's time for COVID-19, but COVID-19 is not even debated by intellectuals. This is a really unpleasing situation. We have to respect society. We are brilliant people. We can analyze and we can think on. But we do nothing. I am not finding any contribution from engineering community towards world. Just like I was talking of engineering construction, which is having many directions. Construction engineering or civil engineering. When we say construction engineering, or we say design engineering, or we say public health engineering, or gas engineering, or construction engineering, these are very important and activable information from ourselves. Life cannot be defined in one go. Similarly, quality cannot be defined in one go. If you want to really discover society, if you want to really discover quality, you have to go through defined system. Maybe some of that you may not like, doesn't matter. You may not like something, it doesn't matter that this is not required. Maybe my mind is not open to receptacles. I just want to dispose of everything I get. But that is no solution. That's no solution. For getting solution, we have to be hungry for that problem and solution. Problems always happen. There is no place in world where you will not find regular problems or seasonal problems. These problems are so strong I'm not saying it's strong for us, but for those people who have never experienced this, maybe thousands people who stop there to see what's going on. Sometimes I feel I am talking uselessly, and sometimes I feel yes, somebody may view it. Somebody, even if one views and learns something, it's okay. People are so fast in doing activities that they spoil activity itself. Purpose of that activity is gone. I talked about excavation. I talked about foundations. I talked about do it. All we talked, but there's no limit. Structure, every structure is different. There may be independent footings or pads, there may be beams, or there may be beam foundations, there may be rod foundation, or piling, or whatever else. It doesn't depend on assumptions, it depends on facts. So every day we do some exercise, some activities like water arrangement, electrical arrangement. We always have that fast approach. We must be very smart in understanding structures. Structure cannot be make a joke, can't be very joke. And why to express myself towards that way market? There was a time when working stress method was used, which produced all big sections or big size diameters, and we used to claim, okay, this designer has given this design, it's giving so much space, it's giving beautiful placement. But when next issue came, next time appeared, we found something else. And that is very important to know what is something else. Life has no supports except your own support. If you want to pick up support through life, you shall become a failure. Indeed. When we talk of construction, there are many activities in construction, even in foundation. People always pose problems, always raise questions on certain forums. And these questions are very brilliant. These do not indicate that you are educated. Life moves fast, engineering also moves fast. Importantly, because designs have been made easy but trial one. Now designs are done easily in less time. Similarly, construction is done in fast track. And there is a way, there is an opportunity, you can say abusive opportunity, where mistakes are caused. Everybody wants to run fast. Everybody in designs or in construction. Why they want to run fast? Because of time constraint, because of schedules, and because of many other factors. We can't change those factors. Which is required is required. Only I can say in construction of civil engineering, maximum quality can be achieved. Maximum quality. Because civil engineering is an engineering where work is done on site itself. It's not outside. This is only engineering branch where maximum level of quality can be achieved. That part we have to understand, we have to realize. We have maximum activities within our controls, from backfill to top level of finishes. We have all activities where workmanship can be shown and quality can be projected. But same level of wealth that we have in terms of properties of material, that wealth has been condemned by those who are only interested in making profit. This means this work of engineering has gone to hands of those who are having nothing, no relation to engineering, but they claim they are doing everything. Well, law is one part of life, but difficulties help public in time to come. Engineering is such a word. Oh, it's really wonderful what we think of, what we do. What life teaches us, how we lead life, how do I understand life, how do I conduct myself. Method statement, I always say, is a requirement. If I have some method in my mind and I remember that, then a written statement may not be that essential. If I can produce method statement in my work should say yes, it is done according to those specifications, and method statement was used as our own document to select out all sequences of activities that are quantity based and quality based. Though those requirements must be made must. I cannot say this is requirement of this party or this requirement of that party. Because when I work on fields, I am party to none. That is also a fact. We have to understand this point. We have to understand this point in its entirety, in its complete mechanism, in its complete show. Quality has to be achieved, and if quality is not achieved, design is not fulfilled. Construction work is not fulfilled. Project cannot be delivered in defined time limit. Then what should be done? Only to improve quality. Nothing else can be done. That should be a point of concern and point of brilliant understanding. If we have that, that's good enough. That's good enough for everyone. So we have come back here and talking to you again regarding quality system. It's really wonderful that I am linked to civil engineering and only permanent engineering in world. Engineering that products of which are used for decades, centuries, and I think keep away cost, keep away earning, keep away income, keep away wealth. If I keep myself in a position of regard, respect, well, I think civil engineer's job is to deliver something forever. Something forever. If something is delivered forever, ever I would say for decades, many decades, for centuries, and there's been evidences, if you see history, structures have been standing for decades, for centuries. This means it's credit to all those souls who worked as civil engineers, or if not civil engineers, real engineers, who have delivered such great, of course, monumental structures in past that are all still referred to as models. Of course, technologies have changed, work has changed, materials have come in, theories have come in, everything has come in. Yet basics are still same. And basics can never be changed. Quality can never be changed. Quality is a requirement. It is better to accept this. Performance is a requirement, cost is a control, risks are to be combated with, reliability is a requirement, analysis is a procedure, and synthesis is also a procedure. Contemplation is just a combination, and engineering is ultimately answer. When engineering is an answer means we have to talk a lot at length. In construction, engineering doesn't stand for point. No single formula can work in engineering. Engineering is a complete process, like human body. Engineering itself is a kind of plant that we have to think in, even whatever structure we deal with. There's a lot of consideration in that, a lot of involvement in that. Our structures are unique. So much input is given by mind to structural engineering, to civil engineering, to construction engineering. Then everybody stands on its own domain of expertise, domain of specialty. Design is specialty, construction is specialty, planning is specialty, quantification is specialty, and whatever you can say, voluminous work, which we can say specialty means volume of work. It's not single volume, one page, two pages on one book or two book. It's unlimited contents of that you can say topic. Some people say, what's their specific specialization in quantification? I said, no, there is specialized quantification itself. Because quantification is not quantity alone. It's not quantity alone. It's so much attached to that. Contracts itself sometimes gone to quantification. Tendering books, or you can say bid volumes. If you see lump sum contracts, books or documents, that can be used for purpose of working out lump sum cost. So many documents are available that you can't even find in your degree books. So much material is available in quantification itself, in quantity surveying work itself, that you may not find that in your books, textbooks. And these are all working, means these are not to show thickness of books. They're all meaningful. And these all lead to some cost. So you can say it may be quantification, which is based on planning and designs, or it may be construction activities that can be completed only a couple of years, not in one day. A design that takes say 2 months or 3 months, maybe 4 months, construction may take 4 years. Or sometimes design may be continuous for many more months and construction move on for many years. So there is direct relation between proportion. We have to understand that fact. A person who delivers one project duly constructed from its commencement to its end, that person goes through tremendous activities. You can say brilliance and non-brilliance both. That person deals with all types of resources. Human resource, machine resource, equipment resource we call it, material resource we call it, and various other unknown resources. Handlings of people, dealing with equipment, dealing with all sides of activity, dealing with all educated and ill-educated people, dealing with writing and dealing with drawings, dealing with contract documents and dealing with contractors and dealing with others. That person was not taught that much during education. But that person, this couple of years, one project or two projects and three projects to carry out during early start, automatic learning comes. If one doesn't learn, can be thrown out of field because there is no meaning to employ some person who doesn't know anything. Person must know. If person doesn't know, activities can't move. That's also a fact. You can't move activities if person doesn't know. If person doesn't know method statement, that person cannot do job. If person doesn't know specification, that person cannot do job. If person doesn't know how to understand drawing, that person cannot do job. If person doesn't know how to handle with people, that person doesn't do job. How can you expect that person to carry on site? This means a level of proficiency, a level of expertise is required in everyone. And that's where we say experience counts. Experience, not single level experience, multi-level experience. It's not simple experience, it's complicated experience. It's compound experience. It's not experience of one subject, it's experience of many subjects. Construction is a group of many subjects. It's a group of many engineering, basics of civil engineering and many other encroaching engineering, the overlapping engineers. You must be thorough in that. Coordination engineering, though it's not defined well, but it's very important. Coordination engineering, which includes so many other engineering. Coordination engineering is a solution to problems. If we cannot coordinate, we cannot solve problems. And if we coordinate, we will not allow any problems to thrive. Coordination is that part of engineering where you need concentration. You need not be in panic but in concentration. You have a concept of design, you have a concept of what to be done. That concept is a must. And that concept can be realized if you coordinate. If you don't coordinate, you cannot understand anything. Coordination doesn't mean at that time alone. It means be prepared for that situation. This means coordination is a thorough process. It starts even you do not. It starts when you did not start project, construction. That time you have to plan. Planning is also coordination. If you can't coordinate, you can't plan. So there are such things. That coordination is very, very umbrella of engineering. Umbrella of engineering is coordination. It covers all engineering within it, its domain, and you have to think of those all time. It's not at 11th hour I'll say this is not available and that is not available. If I say that, I'm not engineer. I can't call myself engineer if I cannot even view few months advance or few weeks advance. What shall we do in coming weeks or coming months? As we call look ahead program. We submit look ahead schedule 3 months. 3 months look ahead schedule. We generally 1 week plan, a detailed activity plan. Same way we said 3 months look ahead schedule. This means engineering at least accepts even if you have 3 months capacity to think. In 3 months, what do you expect on your site to go on? That's what you have to project in that. It's really interesting part. At least we think 3 months advance or 6 months advance or 1 year advance. This is enough for designs are available. We are not to do any design. We are not to move in any direction. It's already there. So that's beauty of engineering. That We do not yield, we do not surrender. Whatever we are given, we try to rationalize that, we try to execute that and implement that at end. And once it's implemented, it's put to use, means it's commissioned, whatever work, then work serves people of that country, that area. That's what I say, construction should be given due regard. Construction is not dust only, it's not cement only, it's not concrete only. It's a totality of design and totality of work. The design requires to be shaped to practical or physical materials. And all resources that we use are not ours, those come from nature. And we should not forget that. So when I'm talking of method statement, it's very simple to say, whatever we do, we must have a concept of methods in our mind. That concept is very important. It's required every year, every time, on every project, every year. Designs, planning, safety, work on site, quality, whatever domain we are in. Every year something is written, something is to be followed, something is complied with. And that is where interest lies in. I take more and more interest, I take more and more pleasure in getting more and more information of project. Designs are very clear sometimes. These are very affectionate also, because what designer has done, that is reflected in design drawings. Whether designer complied with feed or did not comply with feed, that can also be seen. Front-end engineering design and real engineering design of project, both are related. If front-end engineering design said something, I need this, and if you don't do it in your real designs, then you are not working according to requirement of feed. Maybe your design itself be okay, is fine, but question is, did you comply with those requirements? Either you comply and think of, yes, that's fine, accept as a combination of your thought and combination of your thought and requirements, okay, acceptable. There is some project specification, there is some general specification, and there is then your own thought or own deliberations. You can reach some solution. Okay, this way will do this way. No problem. No problem. But construction is not very general. The people have made it general because of their lack of awareness. Is they call lack of interest in engineering. They don't even care what shall happen after that once you do it. When we say design and construction is given more weight than design, because design can be changed before construction is done, but construction cannot be changed once construction is done. If it is changed, it will be as cost and waste of material. We must not forget, design can be changed or materials can be changed. Changed in a sense, we can't take out material and bring another one all the time. This means there is no sense at all, and people believe that sense. Engineering construction is applicable to everybody. You may be owner, yes, right, you may be owner, or you may be a tenant, but both use same house, same building, same structure. You may be citizen of a state, you use flyover, you use roads, everybody use roads, flyovers, footpaths, you go to cinema, all use that. This means directly or indirectly you are linked to projects. If not as a stakeholder as user. Everybody's life is set to risk. If your structural design is not good, if your construction is not per requirement, everybody has to face consequences. Everybody means at that time when there happens something, mishappens, and you are there, you may be adversely affected by that. That should not happen, but it happens. Those poor people who work for project for just earning money, daily money, they are subject to accidents due to collapse of formwork or due to whatever else. News coming every day, every few days that this happened there, this collapse, this building collapse, or this flyover collapse. It happens. This should not happen. Means indirectly you can say either those who are building that, constructing that, they are killers, or those who designed is the killers. Generally those who work on sites are blamed. Their blame is very easy. Yes, it is easy. No problem. Passing blame is very easy. So what I am saying is, engineering is not an objective. It has no objective that it should kill people. Objective of engineering is to help people improve their lifestyle, to help people move fast in good society. That's objective of engineering. Engineering should facilitate all. Engineering should speak to all, and all should speak to engineering. It's no different than ordinary life. In ordinary life, we think everything is okay, fine, no problem. It's everything is good in name of God. But don't forget, all these materials we are using in engineering for permanent use, for preparatory use, or for temporary use. Whatever we use is all from God. We can't produce anything by our own. We just copy out what He has given to us. What has been given to us, we have to use that. There is no more saying on that. There is no more command on that. Whatever we have, we have. More than that, we can't have. We don't have capacity to have more than that. Civil engineering, I understand, is public engineering. Civil engineering, I understand, is society engineering. Civil engineering is national engineering and is real engineering. Real engineering says this engineering accommodates all other engineering. If civil engineering doesn't exist, no engineering can come in. Because there is no place to sit, no place. There is no building, nothing, if there is no civil engineering. So all other engineering die in that sense. And this is very raw engineering, means to start with. Forget design is part of it. First we require surveying. If we don't know what we have to do, where we have to do, we can't do anything. So we have to find some original land, original facilities, original habitation. To encourage them, we say we expand our area for development or industrialization, or for residential purpose, or for institutional purpose, or for whatever purpose we recognize that is applicable. It's a matter of pride that you have to start with all that. Well, I think it's a matter of pride. What shall you get? I'm not talking of that, but to see settlement of those levels. If you see settlement of those. Engineering science, engineering construction, engineering design, engineering planning, engineering, you can say, organization, and engineering itself are very, very brief, you can say, brief activity, I can say. And if you have to do good engineering, you must know all activities. You must know sequences in coordination, and you must not waste your time. Every single minute wasted in field accumulates to many hours. Rather than teaching your own people, rather than teaching them, you destroy them, don't destroy them. Engineering is a function of time and cost and material. We should care for everything. Material doesn't come free. I mean to say, it's not available freely. It's available freely in some form, but not in our form which we require for engineering purpose. So that we can say there's a restriction, but we have to take out material and use it for engineering. People procure from crushers materials which is used in engineering. Same way they procure other materials and they use them for purpose of development, for purpose of construction. I don't find anything over them. Engineering is very easy to be very frank, and it's very difficult to also be very frank. It's easy if you understand it. It's very easy. Because whatever you do, you are watching, you're seeing, you're experiencing. It's nothing hidden. But it's very difficult if you neglect it, if you think that this is nothing. Really speaking, I never felt any problem while doing engineering. Because I was taught in my university institution that civil engineering comprises of 50% or more common sense. Common sense means practical sense, minimum required sense, on average basis. And if you say, no, I don't want to keep that with me, I want to get money, I sell myself so that my sincerity is broken. When you go out of house, use mask. Yes, that's a must. What's wrong with that? I ask you girls, come on, tell me what's wrong with that. None of hearing is mask, but it doesn't happen, shouldn't happen. That's why I'm saying it should happen. Testing is not important, material is important. If you just say testing is done, I am fine. Okay, testing is one part of quality, but it's not exclusive part of quality. It's not, you can say, replaceable part of quality. It can be replaced, but placement must be good. I today also am moving with some talk to clarify what I want to say. Engineering is that once you understand what I want, what you want, it shall be easy for you, for everybody, to conduct, to carry out engineering. Engineering is not very difficult. In fact, I again say it's very easy. If you understand it, it's very easy. And if you don't understand it, it can never be easy. It can never be easy if you don't understand this. Understanding is also not difficult because this is civil engineering. Whatever we talk, we know about that. We know about that we're talking of. Even if you may not be a very brilliant engineer, but you are an engineer. And even public has a sense to understand. Engineer must have. I dispute with many peoples with regards sometimes in this subject because imaginary news are not acceptable. Reliable news are acceptable. That's where we stand with. That's where we do with. Standing and doing are different. I say, I start a project, and what I say, what precautionary measures I have to take? Yes, we have to take. We have to take every measure. We have to be very precise. We have to be very precise with coordinates. We have to be very precise with angles. We have to be very precise with diagonal. We have to be very precise with ensuring work has been done according to it was thought of. Who thought of? That person who has departed now. So we are only person to replace in that position and continue movement of course with some less enthusiasm, because if somebody lives with us or if somebody lives from our family, it's natural that we think of that moment. Yes, what I say, we understand about this. Engineering is a world where we have to be very specific, because engineering is neither yours nor mine. It's world of its sound, it's world of permanence, it's world where something is constructed forever. It's a world where we live in that structure. It's not just car or bus, it's not just flight where you use for a couple of hours and leave it. It's the world of decades where you stay, your generation stays. We have to be very much comprehensive on that. We have to be very much interested on that. And if we do that, I think as civil engineer, I do my duty towards society. Towards society means toward people who use that engineering, and that is, brain work, physical work. Brain work is constructed to physical work. Brain work that generates something based on thoughts and thinking, it's converted to physical mode. That engineering is a must. We should have different thinking about engineering now. It's not simple, you can say, engineering in itself, but mode of engineering. Design should be D-level. I should not design simple column and beam, I have to design whole structure. And that is perception of structure, concept of structure. I must integrate my mind with that design and survey it internally, how my mind baby speaks to me, or how can I use that dream to come true by means of engineering. When people say that it's science, some say it's technology, some say this and that. Well, I still leave aside all this. It's creation. It's creation. It may be good or bad, but it is creation. It may be engineering less, but it is creation. We are using materials for creation. Those materials serve themselves based on properties that they have. We don't feed anything into them. Yes, we use different materials in different ratios. That's part of requirement or design. That's part of how best we can use that material. And that material is not only engineering or dead material, but that material is also human material. How can we best use human for doing subjective engineering? Engineering can't be fractioned, first of all, because product is product. It can't be fractioned. We have fractioned into various disciplines and sub-disciplines. That doesn't make any changes in structure itself. Whatever we think, we do it, and whatever we do, we think about this. When we produce some structure, it clearly states what its designer thought of, what its constructor thought of, and what other people's thought of. It's good in every way. People shall appreciate it, or they should depreciate it. There's no question of appreciation or depreciation. If I as engineer do my job, do my work sincerely, honestly, without any fear, and without keeping in mind how much money I am going to save out of this. Again I say, part of money is different. Completely it is different. It has no relation. Use is important. Use is important. That use comes from work, or that use comes from designs, or that use comes from contemplation, from thinking, or from something else. That is where we have to think of. That stage is very much required. That stage of individuality, that stage of crew of engineering, or that stage of all materials. I say method of designs, method of construction, and method of your life. There are various methods, some we realize, some we don't realize. Just like we say your clothes should be in this way, that's also method. How to stitch clothes, how to design clothes. And not now, it has been since beginning of since clothes were designed. I can't design my body, that's not in my scope. I can't change my body, that's not my scope. But I can maintain my body, that is at least in scope. I can control my food quantity, I can control my other quantity. I can do physical work, I can walk, I can talk, I can keep my blood circulation fit. Something is within my control and something is not within my control. It happens everywhere. When we use engineering material, we should study every material, and we do that. We use combination of these materials and we do that. And we have moved a lot. We have moved a lot in that world immensely, intensively. And of course we generated technologies, we call them technologies. We call technology because we understand something about those materials, what nature has done in it. And that's what we call technology means. It doesn't mean originally know. And by knowing that property of material, we can use that scientifically, or we can use that by empirical methods, and by assuming that this shall certainly work in this sphere of what I'm thinking, it would do. There is no bifurcation of that. If concrete takes compression, it takes compression. And it takes very little tension, So what we do, we combine these two materials, concrete and steel, and we say now, because steel can take tension, steel take compression also, steel can take good bending, well, concrete also takes good bending, but not to the level of steel. So when two materials, natural materials, are mixed together, steel is added into concrete in whatever form, whatever profile it performs. It performs in a way according to its nature. It performs based on certain analysis, certain formula, certain continuation of formulas, certain sequences, work of joints. All these points give rise to materials, useful materials. Those materials we call engineering product. Though these are namely engineering products, but these are natural products because nature still lies in them. You can't change nature by using some material into your own way. It becomes another nature, you can say, because you only understood that property and used it, but nature still continues in them. Natural agencies continue to work with them. Moisture continues to work on structural. It enters in itself. Even though we say it won't enter, it doesn't stop. Natural agencies keep on working all time. These do not run away. And because of those working systems, we move on to engineering system. So engineering is in-depth study of every issue. It's not simply jumping from one point to other point. A degree of patience is also required to understand engineering, because if you don't have patience, we don't have we don't have we don't know where is difficulty that comes in our way, and if we know it a little earlier, it's beneficial. And if we know it only at end, it's not beneficial. So my dear, methods approach that I am stressing in, it's a real approach. In fact, devising method or understanding method, both are same. Method you cannot devise because you like to devise. It is devised only when it is devisable. It's competent to be devised, it's consistent to be devised, and only then we can say, yes, I have done it. That point of power I must have. That point of thought I must have. Original happening is very important. Original thinking is very important. If those people who think in original way, they move very fast, they move a lot distance. And those who refer all time to someone else, they can keep referring only. They can't think on their own. Reference is required. It's required for help, but is not required for everything. You have to use your own reference for thinking purpose. Later on you can substitute by some reference, but it's like that. If I say counting in my own language, my own mother script, or calculations in my own way, or you can say table explanation in my own way. But if I use other ways, it's different for me. I can talk in my mother tongue. I can talk much fast in my mother tongue. Though I have not certification of that, I have no education of that. But I can very well count, because that mother tongue lies in my all parts of body. That lies in my mind, is programmed. And that cannot change. I go to some other area and learn other language, but that never becomes my mother tongue. Yes, that is more advanced because of work, that's more sensible. But ultimately, until I join some profession, I have to learn a lot. It's not because I have an engineering degree or diploma or PhD or MTech. What best is for me to think of? That's what engineering taught. That's a medical. I'm sorry, that's what your post-graduation level teaches you. This statement is you are reading or have been reading is not only one statement. There will be such sequence of statements in engineering, and that depends on engineer how to compile them, how to use them, how to compile them, how to use them is more important than how to just copy them. Copying has been habit now, but I don't like that habit. Copying means copying mistakes also, copying bad sequences also. Yes, if you copy for future reference, that's fine. But just knowing something or doing something and then saying, I'll tell you later on, that's not fine. There is no end to discussing, and there is no start to discussing, because you have to move forward. But keep in mind that structures take time. Structures consume time to be constructed, and they stay there. You leave away. Structures, life cannot be reduced. These cover my lives, maybe my father's life, and maybe my kids' life. I can say that. Generations pass away, but structures still remain intact. That is, you can say, beauty of nature that teaches us that you are doing a job that shall be used for many, many decades to come in. Therefore, don't waste your time. If you want to be inline engineer, that can be a lot understanding. If I say no, then I you can say discredit myself. I say myself. That credit should get in terms of achievements, in terms of technology. Standards must be kept in mind. Not whatever is not available, we have to work on that. Let me take some water, I think. My throat is drying. My throat is drying. I take some water and come back. Okay, let's move forward and see how can we move ahead, how can we reach some destiny. Can we decide our destiny this way, or we have to stay silent on this? Today it's short, of course. I should say that we should care about methods, we should care about techniques, we should care about mind. And moreover, it's common sense. Engineering is common sense. Civil engineering is common sense because we are going to construct common structures. Generally, structures are common, if not specialized one. Generally, buildings are constructed, houses are constructed, and public use structures are constructed. What we know, common man knows, common people know, we see every day. We know that that is engineering, but that is one part of engineering. There are so many other parts of engineering that we do not know. We have to see design applies, planning applies, material research applies, properties applies, codes applies, formulas applies. But I think there's so many factors, there's so many words that apply onto what you see. When you see something is being constructed in public, maybe building columns, beams, people think that this is only engineering. Or airport is being constructed, or whatever is being constructed, or metro is being constructed, people think so that's all engineering. That's very common thinking, that's not specialized thinking, but those who understand that, they know a lot of work is going on. A lot of work has happened and a lot of work shall be happening, because it is real use of material. We can't say we use minimum, we have to use maximum that God has given us. It's all God project that's happening, because if there's no material, there can be no engineering. If there can be no human, there can be no engineering. If there is no material or minerals or metal, there can be no engineering, because there can be no equipment. So whatever resources we talk of, human resources procurement, or we say material procurement, or we say equipment procurement, or we say whatever else, everywhere directly power of God is involved. So it's kind of worship, I can say, when we do engineering, because it's all material that is real one, and we use on sites, we use in minds, we design something, we plan something, we buy something, we use that. So it's all material, just like we do in worship, bring samagri and we use that. That's very small worship, and this is very big worship. That worship in your home or in temple is very small, very, very small. And that only for few hours or few seconds or few minutes. But this worship goes on for decades, on for this decade, move on for many, many weeks, many months, and this worship continues. So we should be very careful about this. If you do not consider this worship, because this is going to be temple, this is going to be a home temple, this is going to be a mind temple, this is going to be your stay, 20 hours a day, 24 hours a day, 12 hours a day. It should be very safe, it should be serviceable, it should be very strong, it should be very durable. That's what I think about. So when I say engineering is worship itself. If I say no, this is not worship, then I am wrong. I am really wrong in that way. I should consider it as worship. And it is worship. Maybe I consider, I don't consider, it doesn't make any difference. Worship is worship. It's factual. It's factual, it's factual. You can't deny this fact. It's more than flowers. It's more than dhoop agarbatti. It's more than havan. It's more than everything else. And moreover, you are dedicated to that to do service. So what do you think it is? Many people work there, not one. Hundreds of people work on one project. And thousands of cubic meter material is used that is produced naturally. Water is produced naturally. What is not produced naturally? We do nothing. In fact, we do nothing. It's kind of fruit, just like you use in worship, fruit, bring fruits. bring vegetable or bring something else, because that is natural. But this is also natural. So we can equal to that this is continuous worship, full-time worship. And don't you believe in that? If you don't believe in that, then I think there's a defect in your mind. We are doing nothing. We are just using that material. And how to use that material? We learn engineering. We go to university to pass diploma, degree and post-graduation, post-doctorate. Only for knowing in details and in further details and in further details how best to use that. Tell me what else you know. We either use mathematical formula or we try to understand what material is and how it behaves. How can it be used for this conduct or that conduct? Tell me, is there something else? I think it's really amazing that we use this material and this formula or these theories or our minds and common sense for production of product that's called engineering product. Yes, a kind of analysis has to be conducted everywhere. A self-declaring analysis, not dependent on someone else to tell you what you have to do. You know how to calculate, you know how to contemplate, you know how to analyze, you know how to strive for that, you know how to synthesize, you know how to think of, you know how to consider cost and time and everything, and you understand that you have to achieve reliability, that it is used again and again, and you can standardize that as well. Standardize everything. Once you understand, you repeat something, you can say, okay, this can be done this way, approve this, and that's standard. Standardization comes from engineering, material use, human use, time use. It comes from that. Detailed study, minute study, all this combination of such studies lead to a kind of organization, a kind of organizational structure, technical structure that we use in future. Well, engineering definition. How shall you define engineering? It is in your own hands. It is in your own hands. There can be no different definition than what you think. What I say sometimes, think, decide, and do. Just like they say plan, do, check in ISO 9001. Plan, do, check, act. I say think, decide, and do. And then review. Think, decide, and do. Certainly, if you think, you will decide. Maybe wrong, maybe right, that's another point. Basics is thinking. You have a problem, you have to solve this problem, and solving that problem through certain means, through certain formula, through certain idea, I can say that is engineering. I can say that is engineering, and nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. A kind of analysis, piece by piece, parts by part study, where I say, when we claim that God's work was done from whole to parts, while we can say engineering is done both ways. First it is done whole to parts, and then it is done parts to whole. You may just question what I am talking. You may. When we conceive something, I say you conceive building, structure. We conceive it based on its function, and that is whole to parts. As a whole, we conceive it. We conceive as a whole, though whole to part is already there. Once we are successful in conceiving whole, then we move parts to whole. You may say, consideration of whole to part is scientific, and while shaping it from parts to whole is engineering assembly. Analysis is converted to synthesis or assembly, and analysis is calculative, while synthesis or assembly is, you can say, a kind of connectivity, a kind of connection. Analysis decides and connection does it. I think that's way we can define engineering, and I think that's best one. Maybe some agree, some don't agree. That is in your hands. In your own domain, nothing can be forced to be agreed, and one should not force. Agreement should be your own. We'll continue such talks, important talks. These are all important talks, I can say. We cannot move without these talks any time, because achieving quality, that is my overall motto, overall objective. That quality has to be expanded, covering quantity, covering designs, covering construction, covering time and cost, covering reliability, covering gross thinking, detailed thinking, and of course covering engineering applications and engineering. That is where we have to stand with, we have to think of. We have to think of like that, and that's only a way. We have to decide something, we have to do something. I think you get my point, what I mean to say. Maybe you agree, you don't agree. I have no jurisdiction on that. As an engineer, you are responsible. As a citizen, you are responsible. You cannot keep yourself confined into one discipline. You have to move into other disciplines if you want to expand yourself. If you want to say, I want to remain frog in a well, then you can remain frog in a well. You will never know what is river and what is sea or ocean. That's only I can say. So broaden your vistas. Don't stick to something, because engineering has no sector. You have defined this sector yourself. Engineering does not stop you to move further. Engineering is that kind of world. Engineering moves on, and engineering is based on mind application. It's based on thoughts, based on thinking. It's not based of concept or based of something else. That's what I can say. Well, I thinking that you feel bored sometimes with my these talks, because this is no entertainment talks. This is talk that relates to real world, and we have to be very precise on that. But I try to keep precise myself. But I don't know why sometimes I keep on talking. I think this state should be with you also, because if mind is so efficient that it can think continuously while talking, well, that's what you require actually. I'm sure improvising is best engineering. You talk and you think. Maybe you sometime I speak wrongly. I agree. I apologize for that. But this happens when you do something. Errors are acceptable provided this can be corrected. This can be set right. Just like we say non-compliance in engineering. Non-compliance is acceptable if it can be redone or it can be corrected. If NCR can be closed by some methods, applications, that is acceptable in fact. But it doesn't mean that it should work always that way. Those who work, they cause mistakes, not because they like to cause mistakes, because of something it happens. Mistakes are caused in every sector, every sphere of world. Mistakes are caused because of confidence or overconfidence, or mistakes are caused because of oversight or condoning something, or jumping too much high, just climbing sky and thinking I'm only person. That's why I say civil engineering is only branch of engineering where patience is earned. You may be very dynamic in civil engineering, but patience is a must. And that comes because every activity takes time. There is no activity in civil engineering that can be done 1 minute or 1 hour. Every activity takes sometimes days and weeks. So we are given a privilege that we can have time to see it, and we have time to find errors and set errors in due time. And that is beauty of engineering, real beauty of engineering, I can say. And we must be happy with that. We must be happy with that in whatever way, whatever we say it is. Now, when we say, I give these statements in a small lines, very few lines, but these are only indicative. There are many statements that we have to deal with, and I'll be taking care of that, because I spend a lot of time in office engineering during my career. Office engineering means coordination engineering, which is you can say caretaker of total engineering on projects. Maybe many of you are not clear about this, but coordination means you have to move with you. You have to move all discipline engineers along with you. You are not senior and they are not junior. They are not senior and you are not junior. And we say coordination means everyone has to move together. If somebody collapses, you have to raise that person. If somebody falls, you have to erect that person. No step behind, no step forward, all march together in one row. Just like soldiers march, engineering soldiers have to march together. Civil, electrical, mechanical, HVAC, elevators, services, plumbers, all. They have to march together, and that is what coordination is. Coordination means lead them equal level. Don't think you are above them. You are first among equals, and all are equals. If all work together, you won't find difficulties in achieving your project construction. And if you think, no, I am ahead, or they think they are ahead, then it won't be engineering but a clash, and that clash must be avoided. Coordination cannot be achieved very easily. If you want to achieve coordination, if you have to coordinate, first you have to coordinate yourself, and that coordination is done by effect of concentration. If you cannot concentrate, you cannot coordinate. That's also a formula. And concentration doesn't mean sit down and start praying. Concentration is sit on your documents of engineering, have an opportunity to read them one time, second time, third time. You have to see key plan of your project. You have to understand key plan of project. You have to understand what is required on this project, what you have to deliver. You have to keep yourself in a position of more than project manager, project organizer, though you are not. But even if you are not, you have to sit in that position just to understand project, because your own understanding is much better than somebody explains to you. If your director explains to you, you may not understand everything, because that director must have concentration to explain to you, and it doesn't have. So best is self-study. In engineering we are taught self-studies, and those engineers who cannot self-study, they are having deficiency in their education. Self-study is very important. Self-study is limitless. Self-study is required on projects. Even though you are not responsible for that, but you have to coordinate, and coordination is most important activity that is not on sites. Coordination is, you can say, central control, you may say, from where you can control all activities. Though it's not in the space, but you force them to do that. Coordination is a substance that forces all to move together. Coordination means it's not simply reading drawings, it's not simply reading specifications. Means meeting coordination, presentation coordination, grasping everything, understanding everything, analysis of project, and staging of projects. Think scrutiny of planning, scrutiny of quality, scrutiny of requirement, and what your total contract says, contract wise or otherwise. That is coordination. And coordination is a total support to organization. Coordination is a total support to project. And if you can coordinate things, there's nothing better than that. You equal to your project leader, you equal to your director for that project, because you know everything on that project. And one person who knows everything is virtual director, is virtual leader of that project. That's the point I want to stress, because coordination means coordination in designs, coordination in construction, coordination in budgeting, coordination in tendering or scrutiny. I don't think there's another place where coordination is working. Yes, it may vary from stage to stage, it may vary from time to time, it may vary from conception to conception, but it can't be killed, it can't be eliminated. If you people really want to move forward, first of all, stop depending on others. But you won't do that, I know, because you are shortcut production of time. You are shortcut people, you are not long cut people. That's the difference. Shortcut, it's like you appear in examination based on your certain past papers, and that's called shortcut study. And you have long cut study, you have to study everything, not for passing but for understanding. And once you study everything, whatever question comes in, you are able to answer that question. That is what long cut is. Shortcut is just to learn. No, it's not to learn, it's just to get past. But long cut, you are long cut studious person, it's your self-studies person. You don't depend on your professor says, but go on learning yourself. And that's where your life moves in. You will be professor of your own throughout life. You don't need then any degree or diploma further, but you just go to take a book and read it and experience in field what's happening. And that's where still lies in on a big project with a chance to study. We'll see thousands of documents, design documents, construction documents, billing documents, valuation documents, contract documents, and maybe feed documents, maybe other documents related to technology. You'll come abreast of so much information, so much material that you will be surprised to know what you're doing. But if you are immersed in that as a coordinator, immersion into that world of documents shall give you a pleasure that what I did at the university, nothing. What my professor taught me, nothing. That would come to mind and you'll be happy. Oh, I this knowledge or that knowledge. I have mechanical knowledge, I have this electrical knowledge, I learned this, I learned that method statement submitted by that organizer, submitted that by you can say vendors. I got this, I got the information, I got this and that. And that stage which will make you someone, make you brilliant one. You may be civil engineer, doesn't matter, but you are project engineer. There's a difference. You are a project engineer, project coordinator, same thing. There's not a big difference. Means you know about project. When you know about one project, you shall know about another project as your life moves on. And once you learn from this project, means you are confident of that, then you can argue another project, you can question other projects. And that is where organization goals you receive. You know about designs, you know about construction, you know about claims, you know about technology, you know about requirements, you know about method statements, you know about quality works. Everything you know, so in the next project, you will be little better than this project. So that's where how you achieve your goals. I don't believe in management system is up to other people. Real management is wrong. Engineering has no limit, I tell you. Engineering has no limit. It's sky limit. Sky is limit. So you reach a sky, so you want to catch it. Again you go further, you try and reach another sky. You may not got that also, but you are moving forward. You are moving automatically forward. Don't stick to one discipline, stick to total disciplines. Mind must be raised, mind must be enlarged. Your aura must be open. Don't constrain yourself. Coordination, I don't say you coordinate, I never say that. But if you do that, that's provisionally, if you do that, you yourself shall know. You will be questioner then, you will be a writer then, you will be a reader then, you will be an analyzer then, you will be a commentator then, you will be an expert then. What else you want? Do you want to copy and paste? No. Don't copy and paste. Use your mind as copy. There are so much applicable material residing in mind, and you put in more and more, make in your mind members of more and more information. You have so much information in your mind that then you don't need others, particularly immediately. Yes, for you can say rare applications, you may say, okay, I take help of this person, I take the help of that person. That's fine, that's acceptable, that you must take help of that person, which is of course required for doing something. But a stage comes when you help yourself. That help self is maturity level. In the only rare cases, you may require help which is beyond your understanding. And when construction comes into play, I can see that this is not only structural construction, this is project construction. So I don't want to stay in one field. I want to stay in construction field, in which you have to stay with more and more coordinational knowledge. And that coordinational attitude makes you multi-level engineer, or you can say an organizer in your project, and that organization is for you. You can say that I got him. One time comes when you start feeling pride, or I am a coordinator. Though I don't think the coordinator is also end of life. It's also not end of life, but it is driver of life, I can say. You are a driver coordinator. You drive yourself first. And when you drive yourself successfully, you can drive others. You have to force others, just like you apply clutch, accelerator. You drive car. That's what you have to drive. And if you do not learn on project something, because there are so many teachers on project and drawings, teachers in specifications, it's a collection of long process. Because those who put in, they are also not original author. It's all records that come in. So my intention to share with you is that try to become engineering driver and not designer or constructor. Your soul should be engineer. Your soul, not your body. And to think that your soul is an engineer, you have to understand your soul. And that soul is power. Once you make up your soul to that level, I think solutions shall be in your house. Solution, meaning of solution. What is solution? Term says that this is solvable, or it's a liquid, or it's some fluid, but it should be solid. What do you mean by that is the last question. You are saying it's fluid or liquid, and how can it be solid? Yes, that's what I'm saying. Solution should be solid. This is contradictory, I know. It's contradictory in physical terms only, but it's not contradictory in application terms. I know there is no solution in glass or in some container. It's solution in mind. And mind is container there. But mind is built up of solid. So there is solid solution. Do you got my point? You get? Solid solution. Solution is a term only, but it's a resolve. Again, it's a resolve in solution. Yes. You can say it's an answer, rather response. Yes, a response is right word. How shall I respond to your question? How do I respond to your problem? Rather than using term solution or resolution, I can say this is answer, this is response, or this is design, you may say. Then you say, but we're talking about design. Yes, it is design. We are going to do something. It's design. It's not automatic. It's various using certain calculation to respond to that, and this can be used in construction. So we call it design. Why we immersion? It's just like some to say, oh, I was immersed in that problem, that I was completely immersed in that. I could not even think of to call you. I was immersion. That's why I say solution is necessary, because you have to immerse your mind in solution to find some answer to some response. That's really beauty of what I say. We all travel in. That's beautiful train, that's beautiful vehicle, that's beautiful processing plant in mind. I'm not talking of processing plant in field, processing plant in mind. Our mind is very much generous, it generates, and as much as it works, it draws pleasure. When I use my mind, I draw pleasure in that. And that pleasure is life. That pleasure is mind. That pleasure is solid solution. It's solid solution, not water solution. That solid solution. They ask everybody, kids, to get up. And you be married, we say them. That's what I'm saying. You have to marry yourself with this kind of engineering, with all types of engineering. You have to marry with that mentally, not otherwise. Marriage is not that important, but work marriage is important. Marriage with work, marriage with soft solution, marriage with attitude, and marriage with everything. That's what I want to say. Be creative, be adaptive, be self-critical, criticize yourself. Don't worry. If you criticize yourself, you will get more benefit, because you won't try to make mistakes. Mistakes are not welcome. One time it's welcome, second time it's welcome, and third time. Life is neither in your hands nor in my hands. There is a start of life, there is no end of life. One day it ends, we know. We can't stop that. That's beyond my control, I can't coordinate that. But up to that time I coordinate, you can coordinate. We can fix our own layers, fix our own system. So my dear friends, I don't want to say anything in this regard, but I would say, if you can coordinate yourself, and that's the best way, we may say coordination, and coordination. Only way is coordination, and only way is coordination, and only way is coordination to achieve everything. Engineering coordination is a must. I can say we should be happy with that or not happy with that. That's another material, but that is required one. So I take now time to go from today's brief, which is, we can say, time never stops, and also life never stops. What we do today, or just now I do, it shall become history after a minute. So we have to make standard history. We have to make quality history. Once I am not there, I leave this world, somebody may read this, and for that person this may be reference, maybe, may not be, I don't know. Therefore, life is life, study is study. We have to be with that, with every effort. I bored you yesterday, I bored you today, I know, no problem. Boring is also part of engineering, because either engineering is interesting or engineering is very boring. Both. There is no mid path. that I can compromise with engineering. I want to change term into better one, that engineering better, engineering plus, because engineering is spoiled in this country. It's completely spoiled, and we want to reinvent it, regenerate it in terms of quality, and that can come only through engineers. I know engineers have become irresponsive. They think that they are distant from people. No, can't say that. Engineering is engineering. It must be respected. It must be categorized, and it must be understood. Engineering is not just subjects. No, it's a religion. You think that apart from your biological religion, your assumed religion, you also assume study to engineering. You also assume that you be engineer. So maintain that level. Thank you very much. I can